Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Delighted as always to get Showtime Shawn Porter back on the channel as per usual. Showtime, nice to have you back.
We're becoming good friends, aren't we?
I'm trying.
Becoming well acquainted.
Are you sick of me yet?
Yes.
You're not even joking?
No.
Well, we'll make this the last ever interview then if you want.
Okay.
Jake Paul, Nate Diaz. Bit of a wild event this weekend. A lot of people, the bookie's favourite is Jake Paul coming into this. Nate Diaz has been in there with the likes of Andre Ward, sparring. What do you make of how this fight's come together and who the bookies have as a favourite?
Well, I got a question for you. Cause you're from England, right? Or you're from Ireland. You're from England. You're from the UK.
I thought we were friends.
You from Walsh?
I'm from the UK.
Yeah. What's the difference between UK and England? Is there a difference?
I'm the UK.
Okay.
UK,
yeah. Like you're all the way over here for this. Like, why are you here?
Big event.
You're here. I mean, I'm sorry. We can.
Big event. I bet there was.
We can edit this. I'm sorry. I just it just dawned on me. Like you're here, whereas a lot of boxing vloggers and people who would normally be at boxing events aren't here. And so I'm like, wow, like you flew over here for this. What is it? Because you know that there's gonna be a payday? Like, what is it?
So, I was in Oklahoma for George Cambosa's Maxi Hughes.
Oh damn, boy, you just been traveling.
I was in Las Vegas for Errol Spence, as you well know.
Yeah.
And while I'm over here, why not?
Yeah.
So that's why.
You like the States?
I love the States.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love coming over here. It's always big fight feels.
Where's the best city you've been to?
I like New York.
You like New York?
More the outskirts.
Does it remind you of home?
No,
it doesn't. Okay.
No, I love Vegas as well. Vegas because I just think big fights.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've really turned the tables on this interview, haven't I?
Oh, you flipped the script, yeah.
No, I just of course. I think that I don't know. I'm here.
What do you think? Ex-professional world champion.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be completely honest. I more than likely would not have bought this fight, and I may have gone to someone else's house to watch it, but I doubt it. Not that I don't support Jake Paul and anything like that. I'm really not. I watch a lot of boxing because of the podcast. If I wasn't doing the podcast, I wouldn't watch as much boxing as I watch. I'm 35. I've been doing the podcast almost 3 years. I started boxing when I was 5. I started competing when I was 8. I competed until I was 34. And in the last 3 years, it's the most boxes I've watched my entire life. Because I've never been a boxing enthusiast. I'll tell you what I am, or what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be an advocate for boxing. I'm trying to take boxing to spaces that I believe I can reach that boxing itself cannot reach, for the sake of words. And so when I look at Jake Paul, I look at him as someone who can certainly take this sport to some spaces and places that it wouldn't normally be in, you know. And that's why when the Zone asked me to come down here, I'm like, yeah, I'll work this event. This is good for boxing, you know.
What do you think in terms of what it does for boxing, but what do you think about the actual fight itself? Or because you're an ex-world champion, you know what boxing is.
Yeah.
So because you're on that side of the fence, I'm saying, does the actual fight itself not tickle you either way, kind of thing?
For me, I'm a very positive person. I'm a very optimistic person, and I'm a very understanding person. And the reason why I use those words specifically, or I use those words to describe, because that's truly who I am. They're needed for this kind of event, because if you're not positive and you're not optimistic and you're not understanding, you're saying, well, nobody gives a damn that this guy is doing this. why is he getting paid this or that, so on and so. I mean, there's so many things that you can say about it. But for me, it's like, hey, I understand that this is where he wants to be. He brings an audience of his own, so he can be here and sell out this arena right next door. And you have to respect it, you know what I mean? And that's the positive side of it, is you respect it. And what I really wish Boxing World would do is just eat off of it, man.
When you look at an event like this, you mentioned eating off it. Can boxing, as in the mainstream boxing, like obviously what we saw last week was something special, that was a big fight.
Yeah.
But can boxing as a whole learn from this type of promotion, how people use their own social media, how they promote themselves? Because we have fighters, and the argument always is, oh, there's fighters like in England, they say southern area level who would beat guys like Jake Paul, and it's like they don't have the profile. So is that the thing to take from these events?
I mean, let's be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. Nobody teaches a fighter how to promote. My dad taught me a little bit how to promote, but a lot of it was me just kind of growing up and finding my voice and doing it how I wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. But there certainly were things my dad said, hey, when you go in that press conference, make sure you say this, make sure you say that. Fighters aren't being taught how to promote. And I'm not saying Jake was taught how to promote, but Jake learned social media, and he learned how to get people to take notice. Mm-hmm. And that's what he's done with boxing, is he knows how to promote and make people take notice to what he's doing. Yeah, the fighters need to learn from that and adjust to it, because you can make a lot more money much quicker doing it the way Jake's doing it.
100%. Look, I've got to get your opinion on last week. I know you spoke to death about it with other channels, but we didn't manage to get hold of you. Terence Crawford put in one of them performances that made everybody stand up, including people that have been in the ring with him, and went, you know what, to do that, not just to, you know, any guy. He's done that to Errol Spence, the other guy.
Any guy.
The other guy.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that performance, and obviously in the aftermath as well. I think people are almost, I don't think they're trying to take away credit from Bud, but we keep focusing on, is Errol the same after the accident, where what we actually just saw was an elite level performance. Talk to me about it.
Man, I just think that you gotta take it for what it was. If Errol's not making excuses, if he isn't putting out x-rays and doctor's visits that no one ever knew about, and all of these things saying, hey, he wasn't as healthy as he could have been, should have been, whatever the case may be, you got to give this all to Terence Crawford. You could tell that he was prepared. You could tell that he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he made it happen. And he made it happen in an extraordinary way. And I'm more than proud and happy for him.
Terence Crawford, Jaron Boots Ennis, a potential fight that could be made. I know at this point,
I don't think it's a potential fight that could be made. I think it's the next fight that everybody wants to make. And the first thing that I truly want to say, and I hope that people really do heed what I'm saying, before you move a fighter on and see, well, what's the next big fight for him, or who's gonna challenge him, who can beat him. It's the same thing with Gervonta Davis. As soon as he knocked out Ryan Garcia, well, if Ryan can't beat him, who can beat him? Stop trying to find out who's gonna beat this guy. Enjoy what he just did and appreciate what he just did, and stop trying to figure out who's gonna beat him. All that being said, I think that fight with Boots and Terence is amazing, because I think it's a mirroring fight. These guys fight a lot alike, have a lot of the same attributes. I think you got a younger version of Crawford and Boots, you know?
I was saying that more from the side of, it looks like, obviously the world's at his feet now, he can move up to 154. I mean, he was beating on Errol and then turning to Charlo and saying, look, you can get this too. And I was going, this guy is like, he's going places, he's on another level.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the Charlo fight at 154? What would you like to see from Bud? I don't mean from a not celebrating, but
I want to see anything Bud's gonna do next, and we've been saying this for a long time that we were fans of Bud. You know, I want to see anything that Bud is gonna do next, because I know that as long as he fights and performs, he's gonna be one of the best out there to do it. I'm really don't know right now. You know, I don't have a. I want to see him fight this guy, that guy. I really don't care. I'm just interested in who he's gonna fight. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, Shawn, I appreciate you giving us some of your time again.
Yes,
now
sir.
that you've said this is the last interview, so we may as well sign it off in style.
I love you. You know.
It's like that.
I love you. You know.
I appreciate you too.
Yes, sir.